food is a great identifier of cultural color. One of the reasons I'm doing coffee, I've got a coffee brand called Kava Coffee, which we just launched yesterday in Armenia. It's a traditional Armenian coffee. Well, it's modern Armenian coffee, but based on traditional values, kind of like remembering how my grandmother and mom, made coffee in the house, the way it would smell, and the types of conversations that would occur. And my goal my reason for doing that line is basically to export Armenian culture via a food item, and Armenian coffee. So there's people in the U.S. now, because we launched online in the U.S., buying Armenian coffee that have never tasted Armenian coffee now. So it's a huge factor. I believe in it, obviously, because I'm doing it myself. And I think it's very, to me, the most beautiful thing about nations isn't their borders, isn't their flags, isn't their military might, nor their economic prowess. It's their colors, it's their food, it's their culture, it's their music, it's their art, it's their tradition. And food is a huge part of that, obviously. Yeah. Question?
I was just wanting to ask about the Kava coffee because, I think, doesn't it make you feel like a little bit uncomfortable because Armenia wasn't pretty famous for coffee before, it was famous for wine, it was famous for brandy, but never for coffee. So isn't it hard to you to represent the Armenian coffee for the world?
No. No, it's actually good that if you're saying Armenia wasn't famous for coffee, then I'm glad I'm doing it. It's even more of a reason to do it. Questions?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi, thanks. This is Maya from HEC, and coming to this conference.
I love HEC.
Stuff.
Yeah.
Are you interested in this tech stuff going on in Armenia? And do you see any other perspective, people change their perspective about Armenia from this tech perspective? Do you see any besides revolution, do you see any perspective on this tech?
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone that I've spoken to who has come to Armenia, who's non-Armenian, has been really enjoying the conference, has been enjoying being acquainted with Armenia, a lot of people for the first time. And I think that's what's important, that to get people to come here, meet our beautiful people and see what we're doing, not just in other industries, but in the tech industry. And I think Armenia, because of its level of education, because of TUMO, I want to say, because of different initiatives to really push the kind of modern technology platform as a nation. And in a way, we don't really have, we don't have ports, we don't have water. We're a tech nation. We're designed as, when Anthony Bourdain did CNN Parts Unknown, he said that. He said Armenia is the brains of this part of the world. Those are his words. And so that's what it's talking about. And I think people are being really impressed by what we have to offer here.
Hi, I'm from Mamul.
Ayo?
My question is also not related to IT. It's about, as you know, Western Armenian is listed as a definitely endangered language in UNESCO. What do you think the government of Armenia should be doing to preserve this language and the diaspora in general as well?
That's a very interesting question, actually. Thanks for asking. I know that a friend of mine, Vaya Berberian, a year ago, I want to say, went to the Gulbenkian Foundation Center in Portugal. They're doing some amazing work in trying to preserve Western Armenian, as a language. And there's a number of nonprofits doing that work. I'm not sure what the government is doing regarding that. I think but it's interesting to look into it. I think there's definitely work to be done there. Yeah. Yeah.
There's also, I think, a lack of entertainment in Western Armenia, like TV shows.
Well, that's a part of it, yeah.
And all of that.
Yeah.
Do you think that would help, or is it
Sure.
a too limited audience?
I think we should have a gangster movie made about Burchamud in Lebanon, in Western Armenian ghetto dialect, and that'll make it interesting, for example. But yeah, I think it could be effective to answer your question properly. Yes. Ayo, bare. Շնորհակալություն. Okay, եղավ.
Մեզ մոտ դրվար հանրապետության հրապարակում սիստեմով համերգի ստացել էներգետիկան ու այդ ապուրները, որ փոխանցվեց համերգի ժամանակ։ Արդյոք համերգ չի նախատեսվում առաջիկայում Հայաստանում, Երևանում կամ գուցե ուրիշ որևէ քաղաքում Հայաստանում։
Քալդարի հունիսին սիստեմա վդանով գալիս ենք Երևան։ Հունիսին, Քալդարի։ Եղավ։ Աշխատում ենք վրան, եվրոպական թուր ենք անում, Քալդարի, մայիսին, հունիսին, եւ այդ եվրոպական թուրին իբրև բան մասնագից Երևան ավելցրած ենք, փորձում ենք աշխատել, որ մի հատ լավ ներկայացում անենք։ Ներողություն։ Թեր վստահ չեմ կարող ասել որտեղ, նայում ենք, հետախուզում ենք, լման բոլոր վարիանտները։ Այո։ No, there isn't. You know, the news story stays the same in that regard. We haven't been able to see eye to eye in a way of going forward with creating new music together, but we're all brothers. We respect and love each other, and we tour together, as I just mentioned. And so, you know, and that's okay, you know. But if we do, that would be great, you know. Next question. Yep. Economist. Aye. Հուսով եմ, որ կարող ենք, should I answer in English that everyone gets? No? Yeah? I hope that Armenia is able to capitalize upon the legacy of what's happening now with WCIT and the conference and the different people meeting each other and different tech solutions being offered. And in a lot of these business type of environments, it's really about putting people in the same room together and seeing what there is out there and who's working on what. And I'm sure a number of Armenian firms will, I know a lot of Armenian firms are benefiting from this, tech firms, as well as other international firms working in association with Armenia. Next question.
I'll ask you somebody. Okay. I'll throw you some political question.
Of course you will.
I know you have Pashinyan ears. Pashinyan keep mixing economy with socialism and nationalism. He keeps saying, come to Armenia, buy an apartment. Do you realize he's going to inflate the prices of apartments, and the poor Pakistanci would not be able to either rent or have it, because there is this practice happening in other countries. For example, Vancouver, Canada. The Canadian told Chinese, come invest $250, $50,000, we'll give you passport, and $100,000 apartment become 1.2 million. And now the government is struggling, trying to do something because people cannot rent or buy. So is Pashinyan aware of that he keeps saying people, Egur, come buy apartment?
I cannot speak for the Prime Minister nor any government official, obviously. I have no idea. But what I can say is that I wouldn't relate what's happening in Vancouver nor New Zealand with Chinese investment. New Zealand I lived there part of the year. And New Zealand basically, because of the amount of investment, their real estate prices were bubbling up so much that they had to contain it, and they made it illegal for foreigners to purchase property. The problem that we're dealing with now is not, I don't want to say problem, but I think the intention from what I'm seeing is to gather Armenians back to their homeland. And that's what it comes down to. At the same time, creating economic stimuli within the country. Now, whether that's opening a business or buying a home, which I'm interested in doing in Armenia, for example, I think all of that is great. And the country is not at a point of the amount of real estate prices going up, nor at a point where there's sufficient investment in real estate to even worry about that problem. Maybe one day when we're at that problem, if we're lucky enough to get to that problem, a decision can be made accordingly.
Okay, before you buy an apartment, can you let me
Is this a
know
question?
Where do you
I'm not going to tell you where I live. Are you crazy? You're a journalist. Next question.
So I could buy an apartment before the price goes up.
Good one. Next question.
Did you manage to find an apartment? Since you were
Not
saying
yet.
that you are
I didn't say I was buying an apartment. I said a house, but it could be an apartment. I like specifications. We looked, last time I was here with my wife last year in July, we were looking and we couldn't find a place. I'm going to actually go look at a few places before I leave, but it's not very easy to find a place, that you want to live, that you want to have your family in. And so the search goes on, but I'm sure we're going to find one soon, hopefully.
And one more question, please.
Asa.
Armenian government still claims there are no reasons to stop the Amusar line.
Yeah.
And are you still keeping your position on it?
Am I still what?
Are you still keeping the same position you mentioned before on Amusar?
Yes. I mean, look, I've been involved with the Armenian ecological, how do I want to say this? Those that are struggling to keep Armenia ecologically clean for many years, from Telut days, before the Telut mine started, to Amusar. I've supported them, I've worked with them. And the problem with what's going on in Amusar in this country is the fact that it's being politicized. That's the problem. We not only have an ecological possible disaster, but we also have a litigation possible disaster, and we also have people that are counter-revolutionary or those that want to abuse the situation politically that are using the issue against the government. So that seems to be a problem. As someone who's worked in ecological matters throughout the world before and has supported Armenian environmentalists, I don't like it when people politicize the issue. For example, people that have never been interested in the ecology of Armenia and our business people are now saying the mine shouldn't open. That pisses me off because they never gave a shit. Why do they care now? So that's a big problem for me. I don't believe that mines are good. Any type of mines are not good for the ecology of any nation. What's going on right now in Armenia, as you know better than I do, is that they are looking at every possible factor, from environmental damage prospects to also legal prospects because of the liability of business arbitration, etc. I think they are doing more research in this issue for the last year than I've seen any government do in the world for any issue, any mining issue, including the United States. So I give respect for that, and I hope the right solution can be made, and that's all I have to say about that. Next question. Are you the only one with a question?
But in case force is used against those people living...
I can't hear you.
In case force is used against those people living in villages around the line...
Why would force be used? I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
Are you ready to stand behind those people who are right now closing the way to mine? And in case force is used against them?
In case it rains today, are you ready with an umbrella? I don't know. I mean, there's no such thing as in case. I think that people have to really understand what's going on. I think it's great that the Armenian environmental movement has taken a front seat in the Armenian world. In fact, for years I've been encouraging the Armenian environmentalists to start a Green Party of their own in Armenia. I think that would be amazing. I've even hooked them up with the Green Party of New Zealand, for example. I think they should be in the forefront for politics, but not in an abusive manner for the nation. I'll leave it at that.
But are you ready to stand behind those?
I've answered your question. Next question. Any other questions? Otherwise, I'm off.
Can you sing something?
Can I sing something? No, not right now.
Just a few minutes ago, you mentioned that maybe you were going to open a business or something. Can you give us a details?
I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time hearing you.
You just mentioned that maybe you will open a business in Armenia. I just heard it. Can you give us some sneak peek or something?
I didn't say that actually, but what we did yesterday is some friends wanted to start Tabat Coffee Armenia, as licensees for our coffee brand in Armenia. So we did the launch for that here. Yeah. If there are no other questions, I'm taking off. Thank you very much, guys.